Okay, y'all. This is gonna be a good one right here. These are interviews that I love to do because they're deeper than just music. They're deeper than just what you see in the headlines and what you know the individual for. I'm looking forward to this one. Please give my man, Atlanta's own Young Dro, a warm welcome to VladTV. Dro, what up?
What up, fool?
How you, kid?
I don't know what's going on with you, Prez.
I'm good. Good to see you. Yo, you always dapper. You always super fly. No matter when the world sees you, you decked out head to toe, kid.
Appreciate that, cousin.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to start this interview different.
All right.
You have, been in the public eye for the better part of 20 years at least.
Yeah.
The world knows you for music.
Mm.
You have been very, very outspoken in this new resurgence of yourself.
Yeah.
About your past drug use.
Yeah.
Addiction. And most importantly, recovery.
Right.
As you sit here before me, are you high? Are you drunk? Or are you under the influence in any way?
As I sit here before you, I am 100% clean of everything.
I love it. I love it. I love it. How long?
17 months. I'm working on my 2 years.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
17 months, 100% sobriety.
100%. Tough, too. I think it's about, I think my mindset changed, and it's still a struggle, you know what I'm saying, to actually maintain this, because I still live a hip hop party life. I go out at night, I pay my bills out of clubs and concerts where my peers are smoking and drinking, popping champagne. And, you feel what I'm saying? And that lifestyle is still there, you know what I'm saying? And to navigate through it, I feel like this journey, I've been on this journey for 5 years already. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just because what I see in the night is, it's to fight through that. It's like going through terrain in Africa. You know what I'm saying? In the jungle.
I do.
In the jungle.
I do. Okay, we're going to get deeper into this. And let me start by just saying, I'm so proud of you.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm so proud of you as a fellow African-American, as a man who grew up in the hood and understands how prevalent and accessible drugs and alcohol are, as somebody who has spent the better part of my life just like you in hip hop, and understand that sometimes these vices are glorified. To be able to do what you're doing,
Yeah.
and be so upfront about it, I applaud you, I salute you, and I'm proud of you as a black man.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, what part of Atlanta did you grow up in?
The part of Atlanta that I grew up in, or like where I felt like when I was old enough to open my eyes and see, we was on the west side of Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was born at Grady Hospital. I was raised on like the bricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like the project side. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people see Bankhead and they it's some houses on Bankhead too, but we wasn't from it. Like, when I say projects, I mean projects. Like, we didn't leave out the motherfuckers. You feel me? We didn't leave out. You know what I'm saying? So when I say projects, we was just stuck in there. And like, these bricks, man, they were selling plates. People was boosting, so you didn't have to leave to go to the mall. All the drugs that you wanted to do was there. The parties was there. You didn't really need to go to the club. So we wouldn't even leave out. You know what I'm saying? And plus it was gated.
Okay. Are you from a 2-family household?
No, I'm from a 1-parent household. I mean,
Okay, so your father wasn't there.
nah.
And before I even get to that, brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have. My dad had 15 kids, but my mom had 5 of his kids. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, maybe I didn't catch that. How many kids did your father have?
Like 15.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But my mom.
How many of them?
But my mom had 5 boys from him.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of your father's kids do you actually know?
All of them.
By name?
Yeah, we all got the same last name too.
Are you? Okay, so all of these kids, 15 of y'all, you consider them to be, these are my brothers and sisters.
Like, yes, sir. Straight up and down.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. But 5 boys in your personal household growing up.
Yeah, yeah. So I would be raised with 5 brothers. And it was tough. You know what I'm saying? For my mom to be able to do that on her own. And I always salute my mama, you know what I'm saying, because she had to play both roles, you know what I'm saying? And my father was a good guy, but, you know, his addiction led him to not be present. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that made me, you know, I wanted to be different from that. When I saw myself in the grips of it, I was very upset, and I fought with that for a long time in my career. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna like, you know, end up like your dad, and I'm like, damn, sure is if I don't hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Grab hold of this. So, and I was off and on throughout my career, like, you know, with different things, just trading vices.
Okay, you spoke about your dad's addiction. Is there addiction on both sides of your family or just your dad's?
Both sides.
What are we talking? Drugs, alcohol?
Yeah, heroin use, cocaine, crack cocaine, you know, alcohol, weed, you know, cigarettes and shit heavy. You know what I mean? Like the usual shit.
How serious is it on either side? Are we talking, have you lost family members due to addiction?
Yeah, well, on my mom's side, she had 7 brothers and sisters. Everybody died except for 2. And the 2, her and my auntie. And my auntie's a recovering addict. She just didn't pass. But everybody else died except for my mom. Yeah.
Are you saying out of 7 siblings on your mother's side, 5 of them have died due to addiction, not got shot, not cancer, like literally due to addiction?
Addiction. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. On your father's side, same vices?
Well, same vices, but I wouldn't know exactly everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we was, you know, I think like in our culture, the mama side is more tangible, like you can grab and touch these people. You know what I mean? So my dad's side, we really didn't know. But the way he was, you know, I think my Uncle Eric, I don't know. There's a lot of people I know that was getting high and doing some stuff, but we really would, I don't know about it like that. But my dad used for 50 years. My dad been using drugs for 50 years. He's still here. He has cancer right now, but he been using dope for like 55 years. It gotta be. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is as much a part of your life as anything else, as hip hop, as, I don't know, going to church. Like this, living and being around addiction, you know this long before you ever did anything yourself. This has been a constant in your life.
Yeah. What I wanted to say about it, like my addiction was when I think I was like 12, but I thought it was normal to drink and smoke. and stuff like that. So if sometimes when I would say I was clean in my career, when I did interviews in my past, and they was like, "You clean?" I used to be like, "Yeah, but I still smoke weed and drunk liquor and pop, you know." And I wouldn't necessarily say pop pills, but I thought it was common to. I thought it was okay. I consider myself clean when I would be full of alcohol and I smoke weed. You feel me? Like, and that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? That was an addiction within itself because I had been smoking weed since I was like 12. You know what I'm saying? So when people used to ask me, am I clean or am I, sober? I really used to think I was, but I still was doing these things. You know what I'm saying? And when I used to do when I partaked in the other drugs, I felt like it wasn't a big deal because everybody in my family was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you got you some money and looked good, I thought it was okay.
Okay, I love that you really, because that's a nuance right there, right? There's a lot of people who feel exactly like you just spoke of. As long as I'm, just smoking a cigarette or I'm just, smoking weed or I take a drink here, I'm clean, I'm good. Not realizing that those vices are addictive in and of itself. No, you're not clean. But because you've been surrounded by this your entire life, you looking at it, I ain't on dope.
Yeah.
I ain't on crack.
Yeah.
I'm clean.
I'm doing
so
good.
I'm glad that you broke that. Yeah, and meant it.
Yeah.
Wow. Did I hear you correctly? Did you say the first time you started experimenting with drugs was at 12 years old?
Yeah. Hold up, let me take my glasses off. So at the age of 12, man, I felt like I think I was on the trap, man. I was outside with this guy and he had some weed. And I knew I shouldn't have smoked, but it was just something, I don't know, it was just so much around. And I hit the blunt. I was so scared to go back home. But, I wasn't scared to go back home either because I knew it was just my mom there. And I knew she probably was going to say something, but I knew it wasn't a father figure there. So that's what made me, I was like, well, mom would probably say a couple things. And you feel me? It's almost like when you hear a woman say stop or like if you heard a man say stop, you will react. You'll keep going on,
yep.
With the woman because it didn't sound that bad, But if I think if I had a father figure there, I probably wouldn't be smoking weed today. But since he wasn't there, I took it upon myself to act like I was a grown up. You know what I mean? Like nobody was gonna check me for it. My mom got on me a little bit, but she didn't do much because I was a growing boy at that time. We got whoopings when we were little, and the whoopings changed. Started catching the belt and. Hey, mom, I'm too big for you to be swinging the belt now. And she had 5 boys, so it was pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? So when I did hit the weed, bro, I hit that shit. And I remember a junkie telling me, all right, now, be careful about the weed you hit. And she was like, because that's the gateway to other stuff. And I was like, ain't nobody finna be, let me just hit the weed. And lo and behold, you feel me?
She knew exactly what she was talking about.
She was a junkie herself, like, and I thought, I actually, like, thought that was not the information that I was, that was for me at the time. I thought, man, you crazy as hell. Man, get the fuck out of here. You feel me? And, I got my lesson.
Understood. Okay, 12 years old. What are you in, like second, third grade at that time?
Oh my God.
Like fifth grade or something?
Sixth grade. Like
I know I'm bugging. What is that, 6th, 7th grade maybe?
Yeah, 6th grade. You know what I mean?
Didn't you go to school with one of them kids from Kriss Kross?
Yeah, we actually went, we was in middle school together. Chris Smith.
Which one, Chris Smith or Chris Kelly?
Chris Smith.
Is that the light skin?
Yeah.
Okay. So you going to school with him. How cool was y'all when y'all went to school?
Me and Chris Smith, man, we was very cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where my inspiration came from. I seen how Shawty had all the girls, and I was like, man, you know, he had the clothes, he had the girls, and you know, and then I get home, this dude on TV, dude on radio. I was like, I gotta do this. He dominating like on all levels. Like I see dude on TV, then he on the radio, then he at school, getting us all this attention. I was like, I gotta do this. And I started rapping. Then, you know, I was a singer in the choir for my grandmama, but, you know, I kind of like chose something else.
Understood. Okay, so you're telling me Chris Smith, and we all remember back when Jermaine Dupri found that group, and that was a phenomenon in and of itself.
Yes, it was.
You know, that whole Kriss Kross movement, wearing the clothes backwards.
Yeah.
So you watched this man's life change and said, you know what? I need to start rapping.
Yeah, man. I went through the backwards clothes phase. And like we formed a little group back then. Like it was like friends that me and Chris had together, Leroy, Harold, and Dewan. You feel me? And my name is Dewan, so I used to call myself D1, like D with Dewan. Shit lame now, but it was cool.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you know, Kriss Kross was something different.
Yeah,
I mean, they killed the game. I'm surprised he was even still in school after they blew up because
he couldn't. You're right about that. He had got so big till it was just like dude, when I saw a dude with Michael Jackson and playing basketball and shit,
exactly,
I was like, he out of here. But he was so much of a good friend to me, and we're like Capricorn buddies. So I mean, like clothes and shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm, you know what I'm saying, I wear the Jabos, or if he had something that he wanted me to have, like a shirt or a pair of shoes or something, I could get that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like if he in town, he'll make sure Will Carr got tickets with our name on it, and we'll be like, oh man, it's so dope, man. Chris left us some tickets to the show. We at the Fox. I remember being at the Fox with him, bro. And like years and years later, bro, I would have my own show at the Fox. I performed at the BET Awards. That was so crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? To actually see that with him and love it for him and hype him up and big him up, and then God bless me with the same thing.
Oh, that's so dope. That's so dope. Did you return the favor at least and leave him some tickets?
Yeah. Well, you know, Chris, I always talk about him, you know what I'm saying? But I think after his stardom, because he's very quiet, you know what I'm saying? I've always wanted him to come out, but you know, I didn't get a chance to leave him no tickets like he left me. I'm quite sure if he could have just showed up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he could have probably met you backstage on his own.
Like times have changed.
Okay, did you know something? Did you know his partner, Chris Kelly?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah, we was in our addiction together.
Wow.
Yeah, before he died, we was getting high at a club. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother had a club out in Atlanta. And I seen him at the club, and he was doing his thing and I was doing my thing. I was high as a goddamn kite. He was too. And one day we actually went to jail together. I seen him at Wright Street, you know what I'm saying? So, and we sitting down, he drunk as fuck, I'm fucked up. And he see me, he like, the one? I was sitting here waiting on you to say some shit. And, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, both of us don't want to be here, but, you know, I seen him before he passed, and, you know, it was crazy.
Damn. So see, that's the thing, man. You know, God is an amazing God.
Yes, he is.
The fact that you are sitting here before me right now, you're looking good. To look at you, nobody would never know that you had the past that you're speaking about. You just wouldn't. You're clean. You look good. Your skin looks good.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we lost Chris Kelly almost 10 years ago to overdose.
Yeah, man.
And you're sitting here telling me, nah, we used to get high together. We was locked up together. Insane.
It's crazy.
At the time, did you, and I'm sorry because I'm going off topic, but
go ahead.
Did you even look at him or even look at yourself when y'all was getting high, like, yo, we're addicts. Like we actually have a problem.
You know what? I'm glad you asked that. No, I thought that I was being a part of something that was popular. I wouldn't have considered myself as an addict. Today I do, because I know the definition of what I was. But when I was living in it, I thought that that was the cool thing to do. And before I could look at it like that, everybody around me was like this. You know what I'm saying? And like, the only thing was different was God had chosen me to stand out. You know what I'm saying? And it was just that, oh, well, I'm on the radio, TV and all that. And, you know, I drive this kind of car and, you know, I go to sleep in a different area, but we have the same addiction. You feel me? But we don't call it addiction. We just call it shit. We geeked up and shit. We got all the hoes over here, all the money over here, all the club, you know, and it was almost fun. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And we was just, I think we was just we was enjoying killing ourselves, like, so to speak.
Damn, that's a profound statement. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoo. You was enjoying killing yourselves.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand just how deep what you just said is. I hope somebody listened to that and take it as serious as you intended it to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I know at one point you had gotten in the streets, just like many other people who are from the hood. And I'm not talking using drugs, you're selling drugs.
Yes.
How old was you when you got in the streets?
I would say around the same time, like 11, 12. I started to see different things. Like I was still, God still had a hold on me as far as the church and my family, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I still played football and, you know what I'm saying? And, I was good at art, stuff like that. But then when I started seeing different people, like dudes with these bankrolls and cars, jewelry, I love jewelry a lot. I thought that made a person. You know, I would later on in life, you know, show that I thought that was something that made up a human. You know what I mean? But at that point in time, I was like, it was like I was lured into something with jewelry, money, and women and cars. And once I knew what it took to get those things, I didn't know that a job got that type of thing. You know, I didn't know that working a job, because like I was telling you, we never left the project. You feel what I'm saying? So when I would see this, I was like, oh, well, he keep running over there, picking something up out the bush and then running to this person. And then this person standing there, they are antsy. And then he just do this all day. He's selling dope. That's what I'm doing. You know, I'm gonna do that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I know at some point you did get shot.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 15. I just turned 15.
Is it a result of you being on the street, or was it you just caught in the crossfires?
Nah. After I found out about the drugs and the street stuff, it started messing with me, my head. You know what I'm saying? I could have stayed cool, you know what I mean, and stayed on the path that I was on, but I kind of got bought out by, you know, I like to say the devil came and approached me and I went for it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't wise enough to stay the path, you know, like some people I did. It was very few, but, you know, I could have been one of the ones that walked the walk. But when he came, man, it was so tantalizing, or I was very influenced. I was influenced so bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, persuaded, so to speak, you know what I mean, to, oh, you want this. And it was like, look at it, you know what I mean? And as a young person, I was like, man, I'm headed that way. And so, man, After I started hustling like that, one day I was going to school. I wasn't getting my work that good, and I had to go to summer school, man. And when on my first day of summer school, we went, and I had some dope to sell. You know what I'm saying? I had done got fresh. You know what I'm saying? I had like this Giorgio money shades on with this polo sport outfit. You know what I'm saying? I went to summer school, and man, they was like, we finna go get something to eat. And I was like, nah, I'm about to go back to the hood. I gotta go, you know what I'm saying, get out this pack or whatever. Mm-hmm. So man, I end up going back to the hood. And when I got there, there was some guys there. We was all trying to sell dope and, you know, doing whatever we do to cut school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be, you know, a good boy or whatever. So I went back like a bad child. I started going against what my parents would have wanted. It was playing out in my head, in my own head, like it was playing out. So when I got back, I get into it with a dude goddamn say some shit to me. It hurt my feelings, plus scared me. He was like, yo, what, nigga, woo, woo. You feel what I'm saying? And so I told dude, like, all right, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And when I get back, it's on. I go tell my cousin, you feel me? I go to Bankhead Court, tell my cousin, look, somebody just did some shit to me. No, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to get off. Dude over here telling me shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was so premeditated. I didn't have to go back and do anything. I had spent time had passed. I didn't even have to do it. I didn't have to go back. I was so into living out this gangster persona or this drug dealer project kid persona. You feel what I'm saying? Like I put myself in that position. I was wise enough to know that at that age, but it was something that was fucking with my head. I don't know. So we smoking weed all that day, young, smoking weed. And then my cousin was like, what's that shit you was saying earlier? I was like, oh, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was like, get them 2 guns. We got them 2 guns, man. And went back. Shit, we pistol whooped the nigga. Pop shot in the ground, made the nigga piss all on himself and shit. So by the time we leaving out the apartments, everybody like that fucked up, Warren. I fucked up, you did some shit like that. Y'all went out here when the nigga made me goddamn cry and tried to, you know what I'm saying, pump me out. And, you know, so we leave. I'm like, let go, my cousin. Like, let go. We leave. Man, nigga just came out the apartments. I'm like, y'all some pussy-ass nigga. Bah, 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 bah. Shit. I was sitting in the car, but when I seen him coming, I knew the dude. You know what I mean? And goddamn. I seen him pull out the gun. My cousin was like, who that is? I was like, oh, that's Shawn just pull out the gun. So I see him reach for his gun, reach for mine. So when I'm reaching like this, he was coming this way. When I reached for mine, he pop. You feel me? I ended up shooting up the dashboard. And goddamn, everybody busting at each other. By the time we get through, bro, I had got hit in my back. Shit, man. And I just started seeing, like, first we was chilling and I didn't know. Then I was like, and I started feeling my stomach. That shit felt numb. Then that shit got hot. Then I started throwing up. Like, that shit looked like yellow grits. I'm like, fuck, this nigga that hit me. You know what I mean? I just went crazy in the car, bro. And I was like, man, I done drove back over here on some stupid ass nigga shit, man, and got shot. Man, we drove off, man, and when we got to the hospital, we went in the wrong way. And the lady was telling my cousin, no, y'all got to go in the emergency room. By the time she was telling him that, I done had to pull myself over to the driver, to the steering wheel. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pull off because I'm like, man, I can't die right here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he pushed me back in. We drive back round to the emergency room. And when he jumped out again to go get help, but I was like, I ain't waiting this time. So when he got out and ran out, hey man, my cousin, you feel me? I had climbed out the car and I wasn't aware that once you get hit in your respiratory area, that it's it hit at an angle to where it tore up all the tissue going out in an angle, you know, from the back to the front of the stomach. You feel what I'm saying? So when I jumped out the car, I instantly fell. Boom. So when I fell, I still wasn't chilling. I started crawling toward the door. and the door opened. You know how it opens. And when the door opened, I seen a wheelchair. I climbed up in the wheelchair, rolled in that bitch, and I told them folks, shit, I'm shot. Somebody saved me. And goddamn, they took me in the back room, and they thought they had to pick me up to put me on that iron table, and I jumped up on that motherfucker and laid down and told them folks to get to it. You know, they all, I heard the doctors was talking about how courageous and brave I was, you know what I'm saying, because I wanted to live so bad. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Wow. How many surgeries did you have?
1, 2, I think like 2. Yeah, because I had to have the shit bag. You know, that was the reason why I couldn't understand what the fuck that was at that age, and I was totally lost because when I woke up, because like I think like in surgery I ended up waking up because the drugs wasn't enough. You know what I mean? And it was my guts was open and it was pent up, like, you know, they had my skin on the pins and it was open for, you know, and I ended up waking up and passing back out. You know what I'm saying? They hit me with some more drugs, and you know what I'm saying? And like when I came to, I had a damn shit bag on. It was a little pink piece of intestine tissue sitting out on my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I woke up and saw that, and that shit, I just started crying really, really bad. And I didn't understand what that was, you know, at that age. You know what I mean? And the lady was like, "This is the reason why you're alive." And I was like, and I thought I was on some pox shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, I'm finna get ready to go. And then when I got up and looked down, I was like, what the fuck this is? And the lady was like, no, calm down. I cursed the lady out. I mean, to the point where she cried. And I just didn't know who to release that on. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I'm sorry for how I talked to her. And, you know, I was just lashing out from what I saw.
Wow. Okay. Just for clarity, for anybody who is watching, listening to this interview, you literally had one of those coloscopy bags where you're going to the bathroom
On myself.
in a bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
At that age, it was, I didn't know who to talk to about it or what set me up for that much trauma. You know what I mean? I knew God and church and stuff, and I heard great things about him, but I didn't know that he would let that happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I thought he was strong enough to stop stuff like that. You know, I wasn't privy to the information that I have now about how strong and powerful and how much free will that humans have. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at that age, I was discombobulated. You know what I mean? I was like, I lost pounds. I was little. The bag was on. It was a crazy time for me.
Wow. 15 years old. You mentioned God several times in this interview. Clearly, you are a man of faith. You were raised, you talked about your grandmother taking you to church, having you sing in the choir.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how it's, God, it says God chases those who he loves. And, for a person like you, I know you're looking at it like, why God let this happen to me? But maybe even at that point, even though you clearly didn't all the way listen, it's like, look, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show you what it can be.
Yeah. It's only thing that was confusing. It was just that I had not lived that long, and I had not saw, like right now, if something happened to me, I could tell you, hey, well, I done did a lot of shit. You feel me? At that point, I was like, damn, I was just playing football. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then when I hit a couple of blunts and I went to school, and then I was wearing a shit bag, you know what I'm saying? With this big ass scar going down my stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So it was just confusing, you know what I mean? I mean, I didn't know God. You know, I was aware of him, but I didn't know how good he is, and you know, that the freedom of choice in what I chose at that age, and stepping into a grown man's shoes and stepping into grown people business. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was a part, I was a part of grown people's conversations. Like I was holding $2,000 and $3,000 bombs worth of crack for people. You feel me? Like, you know, you entrusted your, you know, money with me, like, and you know, hey, get the money. I got all the money. I got all the, you feel me? I used to hustle with Miami boys and stuff like that. So I was in the midst of a lot of things.
You know, before I move this interview on, you mentioned the word choice. You also mentioned the word premeditation earlier in the conversation. And, you know, everything could be and should be used as a tool for learning.
Right.
It's somebody right now, this minute, as you and I are sitting here in front of one another, somebody's doing 100 years because they didn't take 5 seconds to think about their actions.
Yeah.
Now, here you went to talk to your cousin and you had all day to think about your actions.
I did.
Literally all day. But there's somebody who they're in the middle of something or found themselves in the middle of something. And instead of saying, you know what, let me just think, because what I'm about to do can not only change my life, but it can change the life of all of the people I love.
Right.
It can change the life of a potential victim and all of the people that person loves.
Right.
Wow. How long were you in the hospital?
I had to learn how to do everything. So 3 months, I want to say.
You were in the hospital for 3 months.
Yeah, I started getting bed sores. I got addicted to morphine. I was almost 3 months, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't walk. And, you know, we didn't have really much, you know, I was on Medicaid, so, you know what I mean? I don't think I couldn't have been released. When I did get released, I still had to have a nurse come. And they was telling me like, look, you can either take care of this bag and it can come off in 1.5 years. If you don't, rest of your life. So I was like, damn, it's a hell of a task, you know what I'm saying? And then that was just, you know, I had to wear the bag for 1.5 years. And then I underwent surgery again. So that shit floored me again. You know what I'm saying? So I was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like that shit was, and I got addicted. When I got addicted to morphine, I was like, I thought that was like, I was like, God damn, what the hell they just gave me? And then like, I was tapping that button like every 5 minutes. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I woke up from, you know, going out, because when I hit the button and the lady come in and stick me in my leg or something, I'd be like, oh man, I'd be zoned out. You feel me? Then like the lady used to come and do it. Like I had ran out of spots on my thigh for her to stick because it was knots. You feel me? And she went to my arm. I ran out of spots on my arm. Then she was trying to find somewhere. She was like, he's addicted. You know what I'm saying? She changed my drug one time and she was like, damn. And I hit about like, this ain't working. She was like, damn, he is addicted to this and he's just a kid, you know? So that was my first addiction.
Wow. Okay. Things seem to go from bad to worse for you at this point. Is it not around the same time that your actual mother gets shot multiple times?
Yeah. It's around the same time. I want to pinpoint that time, but it's so much stuff was happening. You know, my mom got shot either I think before or after. You know, it was just so much going on. You know what I'm saying? I want to say after though, you know what I mean? But my mom got shot like up the street at a club on Campbellton Road at the 731. This club that we call 731 in Atlanta. And when they shot my mom up, they really thought that she was with the company of somebody. And when they shot her, they continued to shoot her up under a car. She just was rolling, and they ended up hitting her 5 times.
So she wasn't the target?
No.
And they still
they was trying to kill her.
Unloaded multiple times on your mother?
Yeah.
How many times did she get shot?
5.
Wow. She's alive.
Strong and alive.
God is, he has favor on your family, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, switch topics with me for a second. The whole world knows you in your affiliation with T.I. When did you meet T.I.?
It was like 16.
So y'all were youngins. You knew T.I. literally.
Like right after I healed up from the shots.
Do you remember that first meeting?
Yeah. I went to these apartments. We had just got like our Section 8 voucher. And we moved to some apartments in Riverdale, in Clayco, called Ren's Crossing. It would be another guy that like my brother, his name Ben. It was me, him, and Tip. But when I seen Tip, it was, we wasn't from there. You know what I'm saying? We was some West Side niggas. And when I saw him, I was like, oh, somebody over here speak my language, like, because people from over there, they were a little bit more slower than, we's from the city. You know what I'm saying? So our sacks was bigger. We sold drugs, and I was like, man, our drugs go for 20s out here. You know what I'm saying? So it was different, and the Jays was like, oh boy. So when the Jays seen us selling that, it was different. Like, we had the clout, like our bags of weed was different. Like, we was some different, you know what I'm saying? It was like, boy, them boys down there got it. But we was just from a side of town that it was mediocre at. But over here, it was like, we was street kings, dog. You know what I'm saying? So when I met Tip, man, Tip was a real drug dealer. Like, he was making beats in the room. He had this piano, you know what I'm saying? He had the 6x9 speaker, and, the piano would be right here. The 6x9 speaker would sit on top of the piano, and the window was right there, and he would serve out the window with the dope in the speaker. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be sitting over there. I'll just be rapping to some of the stuff he got going on. And, I'm already shot up at this point. You feel me? I didn't see the streets, and, you know what I'm saying? So now he was like, man, kick that. And I had this special rhyme that I used to kick. Well, the one that I used to let everybody know I could flow with. You know what I'm saying? And
do you remember the rhyme?
I think not too tough. I know it was something called, it's hard to remember. But Tip actually remembered it better than I did, because he used to come knock on the door. He might have KT, C-Rod doing, he come knock on the door. Go. I open the door. Hey, bro, kick that motherfucker you kicked for me the other day. I used to be like, Tip want me to say that motherfucker every week, man. You feel me? So I remember like, and Tip had his one too that he used to kick. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, Tip was like, man, one day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I actually started rapping first. Like, I was on the radio first and all that.
Yeah?
Yeah. It kind of worked out, so when he didn't know it was me. He had heard it. He was like, damn. And so he was at the radio one day, and I called up there, and they was playing the song. So they like, yeah, man, got the boy Dro, because I was DeWan. I had changed my name to Dro, and then they was like, yeah, the boy Dro. So I called the radio station, and I was like, yeah, man, it's Dro. They were like, yeah, man, we got T.I. in the studio. I was like, Tip. And he was like, yeah. I was like, man, what's going on, bro? He was like, who? I was like, man, it won. He was like, you Dro? I was like, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so Tip is starting to blow, but it ain't like y'all, because he's doing what he's doing, you doing what you doing. You're not originally signed to him at this point.
No. We was just kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we just knew. We knew, like, we wanted to do it like whether it was together or, you know what I'm saying, however it be.
Yeah.
You know
And it's so crazy. You said he got his little keyboard and he's serving out the window and doing his music at the same time.
Yeah, we ended up with, man, we got into shootouts together. Tip was high-headed back then. Like if you crossed him and he was a dude, like we used to get into with guys like about playing with Tip all the time because he really didn't play like, oh boy, who you talking to? And like he was so much of a good guy. If we together or we beating your ass, you know what I'm saying? And that's off top. You know what I'm saying? It was real cool, real cool.
Crazy. Okay, I'm assuming you start to take the music a lot more serious than you're taking the streets.
Yeah.
You hook up. Go ahead.
Yeah. So after I had got shot, bro, it was a messed up time for me. And I seen a lot of stuff. Like I seen how I was being treated. I seen where life was going. I seen at a young age, I seen what drugs would do, how much time it would consume me. You feel me? And I was using drugs, but I didn't want to sell them. I didn't want that. I didn't want to. I had already robbed. I had already burglarized. I had already stolen cars, and this was packed in like a 3-4 year period. You know what I'm saying? Like, so by the time I was 18, I was like, yeah, be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was actually making rapper money around 17, 18 with the heavy addiction though.
Okay, so 17, 18, you're addicted.
Bang.
Even though you don't look at it as I'm addicted.
Nah.
You get out the hospital, I'm assuming the coloscopy bag is off of you. Yeah. You're in the streets, you're doing what you're doing, but you're using.
I'm using like fuck. Like after I got the bag off, after the bag, when it got reversed, I took care of the bag, shit bag good enough, got the bag reversed. Went back in the hospital. That set me down for a little bit more, and I was able to start rapping then. When I got through, you know what I'm saying, the scar fresh, now I'm like, all right, cool, I want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I started taking it serious, bro, and I really put this persona on. I started living with my sister, and I was so gone off of Biggie and Get Money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought I was Biggie. I had a Sherlin leather coat because my sister boyfriend was a kingpin. You feel me? And I went to live with her, and I was just, getting his, I was getting all of his shit. Like he'd give me this Sherlin worth about $7,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got his Sherlin, got the Versace glasses with the head on it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be something at this point. You know what I mean? I want to live like Pac. I want to shine like Big, and I want to rap like Nas. You feel what I'm saying? All of this is playing in my head now. I got a new outlook. The drug dealer is no longer what I want to be no more. You feel what I'm saying? I tried that, shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So I see these rap stars, I'm like, I gotta be this. And then when Mace and Puff came out with More Money, More Problems, I started seeing dark-skinned faces that really allowed me to feel like I could do this, because my skin tone used to bother me as a kid because of, how people used to treat me and talk about me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw Puff, I was like dark skinned. I saw Mace, I was like dark skinned. And Biggie, dark skinned. I'm on. Let's go. Pop, dark skinned. I'm on. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, let's go. So I use all of them to embody my style and what kind of flavor I wanted to give off. So I guess you could look at like me coming up and you could see each one of those guys.
Got you. I'm clear. Okay, you hook up with Raheem the Dream.
Yeah.
Sign his label.
Yeah.
Tight for Life.
Yeah.
You release a hit record regionally. Yes, Sir.
Yes, Sir.
But that's the record that started getting you that rap money at a young age.
Yeah, man. I got my first check. Man, I bust out crying when I got that check, bro.
How much?
I think it was like $40-something $100, like $4,600. And
Now hold on, and I'm sorry to interject here.
Go.
did you bust out crying because this is the most money I ever got, or because I just got legal money? I didn't hurt nobody for it. I didn't sell a drug for it. I just got a check and I did it the right way.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna tell you what it was. It was a better way of getting the money. It was my first check. It had my name on it. You feel me? I didn't even have ID at this point. I had my project ID that was issued to me from the projects that I lived in. You feel me? And I was like, I couldn't even cash it. I had to go get me some real ID. But for me to just have that, and I had a dream and I believed in it and God blessed me. That made me cry, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't think nobody really cared about me at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand what life was about. And once I put my mind to something and God blessed it, I was like, you really care about me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, me and his relationship started really hard then. I would never stop speaking about God.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, right around the same time, Tip, he's starting to do his thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's signed, at this point, he signed to a smaller label and he dropped his debut, I'm Serious.
Yeah.
So both of y'all are moving around. You got Yes Sir, he got I'm Serious. But y'all are just moving, doing things independently.
Yeah, I mean, well, his scale was bigger than mine. My scale was like, I was street, like, you know what I'm saying, street single. His was more of a TV type thing, like, because I didn't have a video out. You feel me? I shot no videos. I was just word of mouth, straight up hard. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so when I saw Tip and what he was doing, I was like, man, Tip was like my favorite artist, bro. Like, you feel me? Not just because we was friends. I was like, man, my partner good as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? My partner know how to rap, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it just made me feel so good to be a part of it, you know, that and know him. You know what I'm saying? This shit was dope.
Yo, did it surprise you? Because I know when y'all young, 16 years old, 15, 16, y'all doing what y'all doing in the street. You know he could rap. He know you could rap.
Mm-hmm.
But when you started to really see Tip become Tip, when he was T.I. And he dropping hits like Rubber Band Man, you know, doing his thing out there.
Yeah.
Was you, did you say, like, I always knew he was that good? Or did it even surprise you? Like, nah, this ain't that same little dude I used to be in the streets with. This dude is really good.
Both. It was both. It was like, that's Tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was so much. We were so close to, it was like, it wasn't nothing I was surprised about. But then when I saw how people took to him, that's what surprised me. Because the screaming, the fainting, the yelling to the top of their lungs, women, and it made me I was like, boy, he kind of like blew past me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Then you know, but he was like, oh, you coming over here where I'm at, dog? Because me and Raheem, that era was fading. You know what I'm saying? And I had did what I did because when I got over there, I dominated. It was a lot of people over there rapping, but I stood out more. Fabo was there too, but the world was taking to me kind of different from they was taking to Fabo. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was the first one to drop over there on the label. You know, he was paying a little bit more attention to me over there. You know what I'm saying? So when I felt like one day I went to jail for something, and Raheem, I don't think Raheem got me out of jail. That kind of bothered me a little bit, and and Raheem was like, you know, well, we just broke ties, you know what I'm saying? And I like Raheem because Raheem showed me a lot of stuff. But when me and Raheem got done, Rocco came and bought my contract from Raheem. And when Rocco bought my contract from Raheem, I was over there with him, him, and Monica. You know what I'm saying? That's when me and the singer Monica, we were like sisters and brothers. We was hanging real tight, and you know, she showed me more love than I could ever receive. Like at that point in time, you know what I'm saying? From a girl standpoint of view, you feel me? And Rocco did the same thing, took care of me. We had very good experiences in life, and you know what I'm saying? But Tip came and got me from Rock. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, dude coming. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over there with Tip, he laid it out. You know what I'm saying? And went once.
So you felt like, yo, I'm home. This is where I was always supposed to be. I'm with my boy.
Yeah, I did, because we started out so young together. I knew that, but it was, when I tell you it was solely him, and like me and him had a relationship that, you know what I'm saying, because he had already had friends, you know what I'm saying, but me and him connected on some other stuff. Like, and I had my friends too, but it was just me and his connection that was so powerful, you know what I'm saying, that carried us to the day. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over there with Tip, he was on fire. I'm talking about, he was like, it was big, bro. You feel me? It wasn't regular. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean, Tip, he dropped, and I'm thinking this is around 03.
Yes.
He dropped that trap music album.
Yes.
And that got, you know, singles like 24s,
Yeah.
Be Easy, Rubber Band Man, Let's Get Away. The album itself went platinum.
Yeah.
So you catching this dude when he a rock star. He all the way on.
Yeah, so guess what? Dude, I see him. He tell me, what you doing? I'm like, shit, what's up, man? Come over here where we at, bro. And I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, I had my stuff going on, but you know, once he went and approached Rocco, and they had this conversation, and then like me and Rocco ended up parting ways, I went straight to Tip. Man, when I got over there, he laid it out. We did the PSC album. You know what I'm saying? I wrote the single off the PSC album called Do Your Thing. You know, it was big, bro. I got on a song called Undertaker with him. You know, this album that I got on would go platinum. I mean, would get a Grammy. You feel me? So it was a big deal. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's so dope. You know, Tip, as we all know, he starts calling himself King of the South.
Yeah.
At that time, it's a whole lot of dope artists blowing up in the South.
Yes, it is.
So that's a bold statement when you surrounded by a bunch of dudes who's killing the game. But one artist in particular, Lil Flip, he took issue with that. Him and Tip had their thing. Was you close to that situation when all of that was going down between Tip and Flip?
Yeah. Actually, it was a big deal because I seen two MCs battling and my friend won. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope to see the competitive side of him and to know that this industry is competitive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us forget that it's competitive, and you know, we get lost in translation. And when you see somebody, you like nowadays, people get mad at people for certain things when actually, dude, I ain't supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can collab, but nigga, I'm trying to outsell you. You know what I'm saying? It's a competitive thing. Like, that's what keeps people on their toes. It'll keep most of us sharp and iron, I believe so. And I think that was a great example of competitiveness and, you know, just being a good sport. You know what I mean? And I heard today they're talking and it's cool now, but at that point in time, it was dope to see.
That's dope. That's dope. At some point, you know, and I'm a hip hop fan, you know, first and foremost. I know, or I believe it went beyond records. I know Tip went down to Houston at one point to Flip's neighborhood in Cloverfield, and an actual fight broke out. Was you actually on the scene when that went down? Nah,
I don't think I was. See, one thing about me, Prez, I don't like confrontation. I mean, if I happen to get into it, you know, by all means, we're gonna protect ourselves and handle our business. But if it's some stuff jumping off, like if you see me there, it was necessary that I had to be there. But if I don't like doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to go to your neighborhood and do anything. Like I don't even want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That
was you knowing Tip, was you shocked that he would go to somebody else's neighborhood?
I wasn't shocked.
So that didn't shock you at all?
No, because Shawty was, if I could tell you that this man was a 8-foot giant, you dig what I'm saying? I'm talking about, like, you would have thought that he has to think he's 8 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible for him not to think this. And he handles himself as so. You feel me? And you would think he was dealing with a giant because how, it was anything could get you in a position with this guy. The smallest thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the brush of a shoulder. My boy was handling his business. And it was just, we was young. You know what I'm saying? And that was just how life was, you know what I'm saying? I was more mild-mannered, I could, the best thing you can do is leave your girl around me. And you know what I'm saying? It was over for you. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it was.
Got you. And shout out to Jay Prince. I know he had a hand, the Godfather himself. He had a hand in squashing that whole beef. So I'm glad that everything worked out for the best.
Yeah.
Okay. T.I. goes on and he becomes bigger. Drops his second album, Urban Legend, has the singles, You Don't Know Me, huge record.
Huge.
Bring 'Em Out.
Yeah.
Even bigger.
Even bigger.
And this is a multi-platinum album.
Yes.
You side by side with him. Were you on the tours with him? Because you didn't drop your album at this point, like your first album. Are you on the tours? Are you opening up? Are y'all in the studio?
I'm on the tours. I'm soaking it up. Man, it was big. We still on tour. We doing our thing. I mean, I'm being introduced to people. It's coming. Like it was dope to see what I saw. And Tip used to, bro, let me tell you, when I tell you whatever he had, I had access to, whether it be behind the wheel of a Phantom, any kind of outfit or whatever clothes I needed, whatever kind of money I needed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was dope, bro. And it was like a big brother that said, until you make it, this, everything is on the table.
I got you.
I got you. You know what I'm saying?
I got it. And meant it.
It meant it.
People talk that talk.
Yeah.
But it's a whole other thing when somebody is so solid.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't just words. If I got it, you got it.
Yeah, I got it, you got it.
Okay, 06 roll around, and finally, Young Dro hits the scene. Drop your first album, Best Thing Smoking, and got that single that the whole world know you for, Shoulder Lean. And it got your boy on it, T.I.
Yeah. So, big deal. I'm thinking about it now, bro. That shit was unbelievable. Like, for me, it was a time where I had enough grooming, I was ready to step out, and I stepped out, and I stepped out in the best way possible. The single was #1 in the country for, it was just, my partner Beef, who had the Shop Boys, I remember him calling me, he's like, bro, I'm tired of listening to Shoulder Lean on the radio. You feel me? And once it just settled in my mind, I was like, this is really a hit. You know what I'm saying? I got the Ringtone Award for it. I got BT Award for it. Like, dude, when they gave me, like, I was the first guy to ever receive a Ringtone Award, I sold like 1.5 million ringtones. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was like, damn, like, that's just the ringtones. Then the single went like 2 times platinum, almost 3. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, cooling, you know what I'm saying? Some good shit happening, you know what I'm saying? And then the album came out, number 3 in the country. I was like, yeah, life is pretty good right now. You know what I mean?
Life is good. Life is very good. I mean, to this minute, that song got something like 32 million streams on Spotify. Like you said, it is a multi-platinum single.
Yeah.
The album itself goes platinum. You know, I always wonder, it helped me out here, when you're in the studio, because I know as an artist, y'all are constantly writing, you're constantly recording. Did you know that record was it? When you recorded Shoulder Lean, was you like, oh, I got one, finally? Or was you just as surprised as the rest of the world?
Nah, I knew it when I was writing it. Because
really?
Yeah, I was actually high. It was
no surprise there.
Yeah. So, but I was so in tune to my look. I was so in tune to what I thought it looked like before I did it. I was like, man, when I was writing it, I picture myself in the club. And when I said, I'm clean, and I picture me spreading out the crowd so they can observe the outfit that I had on. And I would go on to possess, I would go on to possess these qualities about colors. You feel me? That I was stressed like, boy, and this color, and boy, the lima bean that, and the blue whirlwind this, and you feel what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, y'all gotta pay. You feel me? Y'all gonna pay, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't surprising to me. I thought that the world owed me back from what I had already in mind. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I mean, one of them lyrics from that song stand out to this day. My girl got a girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like that. I think that broke the mold on dudes having threesomes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like because it wasn't really broadcast like that until I really made it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be right, because when that lyric, my girl got a girlfriend, like, it popularized that whole threesome thing.
Yes.
It became cool. Like, this is what it is.
Yes. Yeah, so, and then like, bro, girls would be at the front stage kissing, like, we ready, and I was so drove, I'm getting them to come on back. You feel me? So it was like, bro, I was actually, my ego went sky high. My addiction got stronger. Life was just turning, like, it was going fast. You know what I'm saying? It was going fast, and also I was living the dream that I dreamed in my sleep.
Wow. You mentioned addiction.
Yeah.
What was your drug of choice at the height of your addiction?
At the height, well, when I was young, I think like I experimented with cocaine when I was young, and I traded that out. Then I went to ecstasy, and then I went to Molly, then I went to Perks, then Adderall and Xanax. At the height of my career, I would say Molly was what I was doing. My choice of it was Molly, and I would do the Molly, and then I mix it with the lean, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, when I got there and wanted to go to sleep, I'd do the Xans.
Damn. Is this every day?
I'll say once I get started, I would actually start, like, say if it was Monday and I felt like getting high, I'll go get me some lean. I spend like $1,200 on some lean. You feel what I'm saying? Give me some Perks, spend me about $600 on Perks. Give me some Xans, spend about $300 on that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I might start that Monday. I might give me some Molly. You know what I'm saying? I spend about $200-300 on that. So I'll start that Monday. I'll get high to that Wednesday. After that Wednesday,
straight.
Yeah, I'll run. I'll be running. By that Wednesday, I'll chill. I'll go down to Friday. Friday, I'll start back.
So on and popping.
Oh, popping, baby. And I'll
Okay,
just hit repeat.
You know, it's crazy because you're doing all this, and I know in your head, yo, I'm just living the lifestyle, and everyth's good. This is the album come out.
This is normal, you know. Like everybody's doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? People are like, if I wanted to talk to somebody about it, dude, like he'll be like, hold up, let me put my perk down and my molly down. You feel me? And now let's talk. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. So it was just normal.
Again, this is the life of a rock star. You living it all the way in. You at the top of your game. 07, you're on, and I believe this is the first XXL Freshman cover.
Yeah.
You make the cover. It's people like you, Lupe Fiasco, Boosie's on that cover. Yeah. Plies, Gorilla Zoe, Shout the Zoe. You got everybody on that cover. You're killing, and I want to say around the same time, and correct me if I'm wrong, you start dating, I mean, you really doing the rock star thing. You start dating the R&B sensation in Fantasia.
Yeah. Yeah. We started dating around that time. Yeah, it was
what was the connection there?
Man, I to be honest, it was I've always liked it, Fantasia. Like when I was young and I used to see her, you know, when I was coming up and I used to see her, I was like, damn, she's a beautiful black girl. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the law of attraction made it happen, you know? And then all of a sudden we was together, you know?
That's dope. Are y'all cool to this day?
I would think we were cool. We'd be cool, yeah. I would say.
Got you.
Yeah.
Nice. Tell me if I got this correct, because I read that you spent over right now, if you open your jacket, you're wearing Polo.
Yeah.
You love that brand. I once read that you spent over $5 million on Polo over the years. Is that a real number or is that hype?
It's a real number. I remember hitting the 2 million mark, and it wasn't, but I think it was 08. You know what I'm saying? 08, 09, I had hit the 2 million mark. So, you know, I would, over the next 5, 6 years, over the next 5 years, it would be a couple more. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So, and most of the time, I used to think that I used to live in this world that I had to have a new outfit for every day. I had 365 pieces that I can wear without changing, you know, and I could do that for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You had enough clothes that you did not have to wear the same outfit for 2 straight years.
Yeah. And it was just, and I guess it was just stack up. Like it was I had a spot at the Ovation downtown, and it was just for clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like my lawyer came in, she was like, it was a mountain of clothes. She was like, what in the hell? I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most of the stuff, like, people would give to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would give me stuff, and, you know, I just had so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Damn. I gotta ask, because if you spent $5 million on Polo over the years, and let me make sure I get this correct. Is it $5 million just on that brand, or is it $5 million on clothes?
On
period?
Clothes, like I'm gonna say it had to be at least like 2 point something, because I did stretch out. You know, I did do Louis and the Gators and the linen, and you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So I would say, like, it was a lot though, bro. I wish I would have kept that exact number, because it would be staggering. You know what I mean? I know it will. But plus today, what I still spend on it is ridiculous.
You still spend a lot of money on clothes?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second, because addiction,
it can be in different forms, right?
Yeah, because you know, it's you can beat one addiction and it just transfers to something else. Yeah. Do you think I just got an addictive personality, whether it is drugs and alcohol, clothes, or playing video games? Is it? I mean, obviously, it's much safer for you to have a lot of clothes in your closet. But is it just who you are? Do you just have that gene?
It's. I mean, like, you know, like I said, man. We, you know, in this industry and what I've been going through, it seems like I trade vices a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I trade this drug out for this drug. I trade this girl out for this. You know what I'm saying? I trade this outfit out for that. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever I'm feeling at the time, I get bored quick. You know, as any person would that's making fast money. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, people buy jewelry. You know, they spend millions on jewelry. I had some jewelry, but that wasn't my thing. Clothes was my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had cars, and, you know, I did cars like the worst kind of way. Like, I would design a car already in my head a certain kind of way. But, you know, I see some dudes, they be like, yeah, man, I got like 2-3 million in jewelry. You feel me? I was like, hell yeah, I got like 2-3 million in clothes. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because, like, I rather I'll look good, you know what I'm saying, to you, or, you know what I'm saying, because this gives me my confidence. Like, why you full of diamonds, I'm full of fashion. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how it was. I was having that shit on before they was having that shit on. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay, you mentioned money, fast money.
Yeah.
At your height, how much money was you bringing in?
I think my first check really, like, from Sholean, I think I was like 500,000, and then, like, but I had already had my advance. I had not had a chance to spend that, you know. Then, you know, the money from the ringtones, and so I think, you know, like, when I used to look back on it, like, I think the most money I had at one time was like about $5 million. About $5 million at one time that I could just call in the bank and see, you know what I'm saying, and ask them how much is in there. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't bad.
It wasn't bad, but
from Bankhead.
Yeah. So, but over the years, I would, you know, it would fluctuate, spin it. This will come, I'll spin it. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, but I used to maintain that much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you. So you would actually maintain to where at any given point, I can go to the bank and I got 7 figures, at least 5 million in the bank sitting.
Yeah. So, wow. Like, and then, like, so what was the thing was, I had a problem with strip clubs. The clothes was one thing, and I would have all these things, you know, and, like, I really had a problem with giving girls money. I really had a problem with throwing money up in the club. I really had a problem with drugs and giving my friends money. And I really had a problem with trying to fit in and trying to find myself as a person. You feel me? So it would be money that I don't even know, you know, and then at the same time, I had a management team that wasn't that much of a good team for me. You feel me? It's a lot of money went here. You feel what I'm saying? I done been, you know, and then that's when the IRS came. You feel me?
And they always do.
Man, they coming. You know, I was in for them for like almost 3 million. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I can tell you that it was a lot of money being made. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was a lot of crazy shit going on.
Damn. Okay, where'd you land with the IRS? Because they are relentless.
Oh, I
like,
landed.
They want their money.
I landed on my ass. But I switched teams, got with my new management team, Redline, and they fixed it. You know what I'm saying? And like right to this day, you know, I'm in compliance and, you know, everything is okay. You know what I mean? Because at one point, I wasn't seeing anything. They came, like one day I was walking up the street, dog, and somebody was following me. And I was like, and I'm looking, I'm like, I know they ain't following me because I'm too ghetto to be getting followed. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a pistol, you know, this going on, smoking a blunt, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking through the neighborhood, lady like, hey, your name Dewan? I'm like, yeah, you on? She was like, oh, we've been looking for you for a minute. Is that your house back there? I'm like, yeah. She was like, oh, I work for the IRS. I'm like, you the IRS? You hunt me down? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? And when she showed me them numbers, I was like, so this is when I knew something was wrong with my management. I was like, I made what? And she was like, yeah. And she was crunching them numbers down. And I was like, I remember getting this check. And so, you know, dude, I'm gonna tell you like this. I was getting them checks and I know I had to pay taxes. I wasn't that privy to that knowledge at that point. I was a street dude that was on drugs really bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just talented and good looking and knew how to dress. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I used to have that polo shit on like Carlton, but I was not like a school kid. You know what I'm saying? I just used to dress like a schoolboy. But when she was crunching them numbers and telling me what was made and you know, how I should have did this, and I was like, nobody told me that. My lawyer used to try to get on me about it, but this was my business that I had to handle as a man, as a young man, but I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I learned the hard way. And thank God I was talented enough to keep dropping hits after hits. You know what I'm saying? It was by the grace of God that I'm still here and relevant and not somewhere talking to you, not somewhere needing this. Like some people need things. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm comfortable. I own properties and, you know, and it's my management right now that has me, you know, comfortable. Like, you know, I can go to work or I don't have to. Yep. But do I still want to work? Yes. Do I still want to get back what I think I feel like I owe myself to get back and do exactly what I need to be doing to, you know, get even further, you know, with the relevancy that I do have.
You know, that IRS is like the Scared Straight program. Like,
yes, it is.
Once you deal with them, you like, nah, I don't want no more problems with y'all. Like, I'm good. I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to be a good boy. Santa Claus is going to look at the list and be like, yo, he was a good boy this year.
Yeah.
I'm glad you worked that all out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And more importantly, I'm glad to hear you say you lost a lot, obviously. You landed on your behind, but your finances are in order. It's not like I'm sitting here talking to Pookie or you know, Jerome from Martin and you scratching and ashy and talking about my addiction and I lost it all.
Yeah.
And I never had the opportunity to get it back. So God is good, man.
Yeah, he's very good.
All right. You released your second album in 2013.
High Times.
What took so long? I mean, you was hot as fish grease.
It was, you know what? We have to peel back the veneers. I was mixtaping around. I was on the mixtape scene like a fool. Heavy, like, man, it was so fruitful and so lovable. Like the cash was still there and the hits that I was dropping was still there. You got to think about it. I was still performing the Keisha Cole hit, the hit with Jim Jones, We Fly High, the hit with 8 Ball, Sound Like Money. I got on the Blood remix with Game. What else I was on? the Top Back remix with me, Tip, Jeezy, and BG. A couple of more, just throwing that out there. It was lovely to do all of these things and stay steady because the show money was good. You feel me? I was flying in out of state doing like numbers, you know what I'm saying? I was comfortable. You feel me? I was still riding foreigns, living in condos, and you know what I'm saying? So by the time I get to 2013 and what you call it came out, High Time, man, it was just back on top. You feel me? FDB came out, bro.
FDB came out. I mean, I want to say that's your biggest record. I mean, it might be bigger than Shoulder Lane,
I want
right?
to say too, bro, like that shit is fucking huge. To this day, bro, like you can play that shit have, like, man, I was, my cousin Yeshe met, he had me perform at my cousin birthday party. It was her sweet 16, bro. Before I did it, I was like, maybe I'm a little bit too older for these kids to be. Man, I turned that shit on. These kids knew every word, went crazy. I don't know. God is good.
Nah, because right now, that record got something like 34 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
Them kids know that record.
They didn't know that record.
Them kids definitely know that record. I know at some point you and I know you and Zaytoven, y'all released a joint mixtape. And I think it was after that album. How did you and Zaytoven get that cool?
Zay always been somebody that connected with real street motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And once they see you and it's real, like the Gucci's and the Young LAs, you know what I'm saying? I was so connected to these guys without knowing I was connected to them. And that's the connection Zaytoven would do. Like, he'll show you how much you have in common with how he draws. You feel what I'm saying? Like, his attachments have, you know what I'm saying? You'll be like, Zay, Gucci, Zay, Young LA, Zay, Future, Zay, Young Dro. You feel what I'm saying? All of these people have something in common. You feel me? And we all fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. You know what I mean? So when I hooked up with Zay, I was like, it was like I couldn't wait to be here. Like, this was like clockwork.
Yeah. That's an interesting connection, and I noticed, like you said, he's connected to so many people who do have that street connection.
Yes.
I don't know, what is it? Maybe it's just something in that he identifies with, but he brings the best out of them.
Bring the best out of it, and like when we released our project, it was successful. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, Zay just got this. And I think we both got church backgrounds. I was like, the connect was there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, around that time, and I hope I'm getting my timeline correct, you get arrested at Georgia Southern University.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Man, that's a conversation that I really wouldn't like. It's because of the person in it. Like, I'm good on that conversation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You got another arrest. Hopefully you'll talk about this. And this is a couple of years later. Like we done talked about the good times. Let's what goes up will come down.
Yeah.
So we making our way into the dark side of Dro.
Right.
And this got to be a funny story for you.
Yeah.
Here you are 100% from the streets.
Yeah.
2019, you get locked up over attacking, and I want to say it's your baby mama with banana pudding. Like you got.
Let me explain, bro.
That's a real street move right there.
That's some street
bro.
shit. Like it was like, bro, they had me on memes and shit with banana puddings looking like fucking Bill Cosby talking about fucking man, bro. They had me with the ice cream pudding pops with the hat on and shit. I was like, oh, okay, so y'all gonna do me like that. But man, it was a time, man. I think that okay, again, my addiction and acting out, irate, pissed off, agitated, and my baby mama was on some other shit, bro. And I just, you know what I'm saying? It was so crazy, bro. I was like, when the cops got there, bro, I was like, so what you gonna charge me with? Cause I ain't did shit. I ain't did nothing but throw some fucking banana pudding. And she was like, yeah, gotta take you to jail, bro. So we in the back seat. I'm in the back seat. Me and the cop is literally trying to find a charge for me.
Are you serious?
Yes. She was like, Dro, she knew me. You know what I'm saying? She was like, Dro. She was like, I don't even know what to charge you with. She had to call the supervisor. Like, what are we gonna charge him with? Because it's banana pudding. You feel me? So she had to write this down. So when we get to the jail, they like, Dro, what you doing in here? So I was like, please don't read the ticket. They like, banana fucking pudding. Like, nigga, I ain't throwing some goddamn banana pudding. And I'm looking at him like, I should have ate it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? It was unfortunate. Dude, don't you know, me and Ricky Smiley came up with a recipe on how to sell goddamn banana pudding, man.
Yeah, you should have capitalized on that, man.
I was trying, bro, but it was so fucking funny, bro. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And like, listen, like, even then, bro, I was in jail. The sheriff came to me and they was doing a scared straight program. They had some kids in there. And the kids was like, who is that? They was like, man, that's Dro. Dro, would you come speak to the kid? I was like, what the hell, bro? You feel me? I'm gonna go out there, talk to the kid. Hey, look, man, don't be out in the street doing shit, shout. They like, what you in here for? I was like, don't worry about it. Just don't be out in the street. You feel me? Don't be doing shit in the street. Anything can land you in here, shout. You feel me? Even some banana goddamn pudding, you dig? So yeah, it was embarrassing, and it was a lesson learned because it wasn't so much as the banana pudding got me in trouble. It was my attitude, my aggressiveness. I was coming down off something. I really was letting the drugs was tipping back in, getting the best of me. You know what I'm saying? And I was on the verge of trying to stop, and it was just God saying, all the way, or I'm a boom. You keep on playing, I'm a boom. You feel me? Like I ain't playing with you no more. Like all the way. And I was like, I want to stay doing Adderall. Or, you feel what I'm saying? And it was just God telling me like either all the way or I'm gonna keep nipping. You're gonna keep nipping away until you're gonna fuck yourself up big time. And eventually I would give. You know what I'm saying? But a couple of years later, I gave.
Okay, let's stay there for a second. I used to date this girl, and her mother used to always say, his ass gotta hit the ground. Her ass gotta hit the ground. Meaning, whatever a person is going through, they gotta hit their personal rock bottom.
Yeah.
They ass gotta hit the ground. When did your behind hit the ground? When was it that you knew I've had enough?
Over the pandemic, I had I started seeing it through my children. My oldest daughter, man. When I saw my daughter start using drugs, it was big for me. I couldn't take it. I didn't understand it. It put me and God in a position to where I started questioning again, and I was lost again. And I was like, what I done did for you to do that? You feel me? Like, what I done done for you now? I thought I done everything that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything has happened to me. it ain't nothing I don't think didn't happen to me. Poverty, shot up, hurt, parents hurt. You feel me? Dad drugs, mom shot, poor, this, that, shit bag. You feel me? Sold drugs, on drugs, addiction, you know. Man, what else? My mama family, damn near whole family side dead. Like, what else do you want me to experience? You feel me? And you had enough of me, like, you know? So when I seen my little girl, I was like, that's it, bro. And I thought to myself, what the fuck you gonna tell her? What you gonna say? Get off drugs? Nigga, you on them. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna say? Put the cigarette down. You smoke them. Don't drink this. You drink. Take your ass to the rehab, bro. And that's it. When you get out, you can help her. But you gotta show her that you did it. Matter of fact, take her with you. That was the plan. Come on, baby. Finna get off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, you going with daddy. You know what I'm saying? We finna go get straight. This shit, we finna put this shit behind us. Yeah, boy. I got her assessment, got mine, told them folk what was going on. Shit, I'm going to Hollywood, baby. We're going smack dab in the middle of Hollywood. We're gonna get us some help together. Time come, my little girl flip out, she stay home. I had to go. You know what I'm saying? So went on myself, my nigga, and I ain't looked back since.
Was that your first time going to rehab?
I had went one time with Tip, and I was still in denial because I felt like I wasn't a junkie like how the people I seen in there, because I had, you know, couple mil in my pocket, couple foreign cars, a bad model bitch, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't no junkie like that. You feel me? I had heard people in there talking about they were eating out the garbage can, shit like that. I was like, man, I want that. You feel me? I was like, I ain't that type of, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that, I'm rock star. Everybody doing it. You feel me? And that was the biggest lie I had ever told myself.
Wow. Walk me through for a second. What, because obviously you're from the South. You made a conscious decision to go, you know, damn near across the country to check into rehab.
Yeah.
First and foremost, how long were you in rehab?
I was in rehab for 2 months. I transitioned to outpatient, and I've been there since then.
Okay, stay with me for a second. Walk me through, or walk somebody through who is addicted, or somebody who's watching this who has a loved one who's addicted, and they are trying to get them to clean up their life. What does that first day look like? What does the first week look like? What does that process look like before or while they're in there, before they get to the other side and look as clean as you do right now?
It looks like space. It looks like choice. Like, let them make the choice. Don't push them, because if you make me go in there, I won't be going in there myself. You will be going in there. It'll just be my body. You feel me? So if you make me do that before I actually go, that'll just be you in there. And when I get out, I'll do the same thing. Now, if you allow me to come to you, don't talk me into, don't always tell me that I need help. You feel me? Be there when I tell you I need help, and take me there. If you're gonna run yourself dry telling me every time you see me that I need help. I know I need help. I'm stuck in an addiction. You dig what I'm saying? Life is gonna take me, or not, But smart ones and strong ones, or the ones that have a divine intervention with God, like I did, we're going to come to you at one point. It's going to be enough. And when we say we're ready to go, support that. Once you support that, that'll be me going in there. And it'll be me experiencing what I need to experience to actually stop this curse that's been on the family, for my family, for generations. And that's what happened. Nobody could make me go. Tip tried. Tip always said, you know, bro, you need to do. Now, I mean, nobody made, it wasn't nothing you could say. One day, I said I had enough. I saw something. I went through something. You feel me? And when I went in there, I got the support from where I needed it from, my immediate. You know what I'm saying? In my house, you feel me? My children, I really told them I was going to a show. My daddy going to perform, and I really went to go perform, but I was performing for myself. You know, I went to go rap to myself. You know what I'm saying? So when I went out there, bro, I got in there, and boy, when I tell you, it was some tears that came out of me that burned my eyes. Like, I cry a lot, and because, you know, I'm sensitive and I'm emotional sometimes, and, you know, I'm a Capricorn, it just comes out that way. And, you know, I got a big heart. But when I was out there, it seemed like I was crying acid of tears that was held back, that had that formed the, you know what I'm saying, some kind of, they was burning. It was like I was crying, but it was actually burning my eyes. I was like, where is this coming from? It seemed like I couldn't wait to get some of this stuff out. I couldn't wait to tell you, you know, how bad I used to fight my addiction in the mirror with nobody around, asking God why. It was, you know, I couldn't wait to tell you that I didn't know why I was picking up a sack that Molly that couldn't talk or did never call me to come and get it. Like, you know, it was something in my body that alerted my stomach to feel a certain kind of way that made me go and pick up stuff that was no good for me for years. You feel me? Why was this happening? You know what I mean? I was talking to that lady. That lady was, well, this happened like that. And every day, get up, go to meetings, say this prayer, meditate, do this, reenact what you want to tell the drug, do this. And man, I was like, and I completed, like I got up, I went to every class on time. I participated in everything they told me to. I did not pick up my phone. They said, well, we thought that you was going to use your celebrity. They said, before you came, we was like, oh shit, well, here come this damn rapper. He finna be in here using, I left my phone in the front until the day I left. I had no social media. I had no outside calls. You feel me? I did everything I supposed to have done, and I completed it with flying colors. They was like, you really came in here and did very, very good. Like, it was almost, it was like, it was heartfelt. People was like, we want to fucking cry, man. How good you just did this. And I was like, I was ready. I'm ready. And, you know, and I ain't looked back since, man. It's tough, but
no relapses.
No, I don't relapse. I haven't relapsed. I don't want to. If I relapse, my daughter falls deeper. You dig?
Yep.
Like, if I relapse, I show you, it's almost like suicide at this point. You feel me? I'm back to killing myself. Oh, so you know that you was killing yourself, and you feel what I'm saying? So you're actually stabbing yourself and watching us. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I mean? I don't got time for that. I closed that book. You know what I mean? And now I got a book with empty pages in it, and I'm writing it as we speak.
Wow. Wow. You said something that is profound. You said I was ready. It's as simple as that. I was ready. Do me a favor and just talk to the camera. Talk to somebody who's addicted right this second. Not to their family, Because, and I love the way you positioned it all. You said, if you're a loved one and you're pushing for your family member to go in, it's really you in there, just in their body. They didn't go on their own free will. So if you have the opportunity to talk to somebody, whether they see themselves as addicted or not, and you know they have to come to a place of being ready, what do you say to them?
That thought that I would say to them, the thought that you're having about being okay without all the drugs in you, that fun thought, that innocent, that's real. You feel me? Like that image that you see yourself in when you're clean and everybody's having a good time, and don't be scared of that. That's actually, it's scary to you because you think that the drug is holding you, like cradling you, like you think that the drug is like a parent figure. It's not. It's just that the drug is making you stay where you at. But if you could embrace that thought in your head that you're going to be okay without it, that's true. You feel me? It might not feel the way the drug feel, but if you can see it, man, let that memory right there guide you into going to get you some help so you can make it come true. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I can say to a person, because it's not much that we have. It be little glimpses, because everybody get high and they have little glimpses of, like, God has sent you a little picture. Hey, look, this look like that. I know you got a lot to do. I know everything's bombarding you, but here's a glimpse. You feel what I'm saying? And when you see it, you were like, damn, but it ain't real. Let me go back and roll me one. Let me pop this. Let me drink this lean. Let me drink this liquor. You feel me? And next thing you know, it disappears. So if you could just use your imagination and picture yourself in a better surrounding. You know what I'm saying? Take yourself out of that moment, man. Breathe. You know what I mean? Think about your health. If you got family members, just think about them, and think about y'all being in, a happy space, man, where if the room is clean, the sun is out, you feel me? And, it's just lovely. The birds are chirping. This is how I feel certain days, man. I can appreciate a good day now. You know what I'm saying? I used to can appreciate a good ass blunt and some, you know what I'm saying? But right now I can appreciate a good day. Even if it rains outside, I found the beauty in that. Right now, I can find beauty in anything, even ugly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I took that glimpse that I had and I broadened it out into a big picture, and I stepped into it. And now I'm living in my solution.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said, well said. And I know those words are going to help somebody. You mentioned health. We all know the long-term residual effects of extended drug usage. There are people who have heart problems. You did cocaine since you were young. Molly, so many drugs that get your heart racing. We know that it affects your kidneys and different organs. Are you dealing with any long-term effects of your past drug usage?
No, I'm not.
You tell me God ain't good. Yeah. You tell me God ain't good.
Yeah, man. And I walked away. Just like, man, I mean, bro, when I tell you, I don't even go to the hospital because I barely even get colds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a miracle within itself. All glory to God. I swear to God, like, I wouldn't have been able to be this strong without faith. or, I don't know. I can't even tell you how this is. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? To this day, man, and that's another reason why when you say you going back or no, I don't have that. I don't have that luxury. You feel what I'm saying? I will not be this safe again if I turn back. You feel me? I would not get the grace that God gave me. I know I won't. I didn't deserve this. So the fact that I have it and gotten it, I can't give that up.
First and foremost, I started the interview by saying I'm proud of you. And I sincerely mean this with every fiber of my being. I am proud of you. I'm proud of the honesty. I'm proud of the depth. I'm proud of you putting yourself out there in a way that most people would not. We all know celebrities who suffer from addiction. And even when they do get clean, they won't talk about it. They won't champion getting clean. It is, they almost want to forget that point in their life. So that the fact that you're doing this, I know it is something greater in your future, and it is not just rap. Yeah. It really isn't. I gotta ask, I know when you originally went to rehab, it was because you saw your daughter. She chose not to go, you went. You said, hey, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
Where is she at now in her addiction?
She's still in full throttle. It's sad, bro. I can't even tell you that I am continually prepared. Like when I think I'm prepared, that be just for that time that I see it. And when I see it again, I'm like, damn, I have to prepare again. And when I see it again, I'm like, damn, I have to prepare again. And it's just like that. I never thought that I would be dealt that hand. You know what I'm saying? And I speak a lot about addiction in the community, in the Black community, and it leads me to talk about. It leads me to be open because I want my daughter to see how open I am. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? If you in your addiction, it's okay to tell somebody. It's okay to get help. You know what I mean? It's okay to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just and I speak up about that and gun violence, like it goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like and when I do get a chance to reach the youth, I try to let them know, bro, I was you. I see myself in you. And that goes like, and I want to switch the subject at least on gun violence also, because right now I'm doing like a panel. And when I do the panel about gun violence, I transition it to how drugs can lead to you picking up the gun and living that type of life. So it all plays a part in what I used to be because I got shot, and then my addiction. So drugs go with, and my daughter, she ended up getting arrested. Guess what she had? A gun. You feel me? Guess what can happen to her? She can get shot while she doing what? In her addiction. So all of this plays a part. So now I'm advocating for, I'm talking about drugs. I'm holding panels. I'm speaking up about violence. I got a song called Guns Down. I got a song called Run Out of Time. Like, like when people used to ask me, what about Tip? Like it was something that me and Tip just did. We just mended a situation that we went through as brothers. And the reason why I wanted to mend that situation and speak up about what I did in my past and apologize for what I showed you in my addiction. You dig what I'm saying? And I wanted to mend that to show unity and, in brotherhood, and like let him know that I wanted to do this interview because I wanted to do this before we ran out of time. You feel what I'm saying? That's another single that I just dropped, because I didn't want it to be a takeoff in, Migos situation to where, what I'm saying? Like we might be having a little problems, my nigga, but guess what? Let's do this before we run out of time. So when I hold these panels, I'm letting these kids know, hey man, you keep using these drugs and it's out your mind. You ain't even paying attention to who love you. You get up and leave out the door as if your parents don't love the shit out of you. And before you run out of time, you need to do these things. You need to pick up your kids. You need to tell your mama you love them. You need to put down the gun. You feel me? No, it's not necessary for you to shoot somebody off top. The reason why you probably like that, because your mind gone, you crashing out, and these drugs that's just bombarding us. And once we grab hold of what we are, bro, we can get a lot done. You know what I'm saying? While we're here, if we put the drugs and guns down, and we need to do so before we run out of time.
Well said, and so true. You mentioned Takeoff. You know, here, you know, you're a rapper, so I know, and you're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Not sure if you knew Takeoff.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
So you know, it has to hit close to home for you.
Yeah, it did.
Do you think that, I mean, we all know you're the rapper. I chose to do this interview because I really know that there's a bigger purpose here for you. I chose to take the interview a certain way because somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs your story. Do you believe that this is just God's assignment? I went through all that I went through because God had an assignment for me. And this is it. Because I could reach somebody that no drug counselor, maybe not a mother, I can reach them in a way that the other people just can't.
Yeah. I think it's divine order. I honestly do. And I have to embrace that. And I have to stay available for the part also. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that this wasn't meant to happen, this interview. I don't think that my position in life right now as we speak wasn't meant to happen. I believe that, you know, God is right now like ordering my steps, you know, because I've made choices and moved with how I wanted to move, you know, for a long time. And now that I have a different perception on life, I'm moving like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like this it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like this till it's over. You know what I mean? I got something to say.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Before I let you up out of here, and I thank you for your patience and your time and just your openness. From a musical standpoint, what can we expect from you? What's coming?
Musically, man, greatness. Me and Zaytoven, we're dropping like a trilogy. Like I got a song called Run Out of Time that we just dropped, and it's 3 of 3. It's gonna go backwards. Sort of like how 50 Cent did Power, then back to Raising Canaan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna drop number 3 called Run Out of Time. Number 2 is called Guns Down, and it's gonna be talking about the gun violence between our young kids and all across the nation. The schools getting shot up, these places getting shot up, like the clubs and these mass shootings in grocery stores, and you know what I'm saying? It's just the gun violence, period. Put the guns down, and you know, that's gonna be the second song. And the first song is gonna be about my addiction and how I overcame it, and how I was stuck in it, and what it led to. So, in the other way around, the addiction, what it led to, how it led to guns, me being shot, and if you don't follow these things, you can run out of time and actually die before you get a chance to, you know, make sure everything is okay. So it's going to go that way.
Wow. I look forward. I really do. I look forward. Where can people follow you, and where can they get this new music?
Right now, Run Out of Time is out on all platforms. Video is out. Video is dope. Zaytoven. And I was actually accompanied by Dietrich Haddon, the gospel singer, which was very controversial because they couldn't understand why he was on the track with me. And, you know, it's also, it's street at the same time. It can take you to church. And it's a great song, man. The video is dope. We did it at a time in place where it was very much so needed in this culture. And they can find that on all platforms. You can find me on all my platforms is one Young Dro. That's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, man. The number one Young Dro.
Dope. Dro, you know, I say this with all the love and respect in my heart, man. I appreciate the time that you gave. Us being able to sit down and have, I'm sure some parts of it is a very difficult conversation to have because you got to go to some dark places.
Yeah.
But I know in my spirit, it's what you're doing now is so much greater than you, man. And I thank you. I applaud you. I salute you. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Much love, continued success, and continued blessings to you, your family. I pray to God that your daughter, you come back on the platform and say, yo, Shawn, you know what? She was ready. She was ready. And we was able to save her life. Much love, kid.
Thank you, brother.